If you want an easy, uncomplicated, and especially low-cost way to start investing, Questrade is great for that. Unlike many traditional banks and brokers, Questrade doesn't have any account opening fees, maintenance fees, and now even no trading fees for stocks and ETFs. I opened my account with Questrade almost a year ago, even though I already had an account with another investment platform, because Questrade has some products that others don't, like GICs, bonds, and a lot of international stocks outside of Canada. So in this video today, I'll show you step-by-step how to get started investing on Questrade so you won't lose another second growing your money. So let's start. First step is to open your account. The first step is to take advantage of the $50 cashback Questrade gives you when you open a self-directed account, and I'll tell you what that is in a moment, and fund your account with at least $250. And you can do that by using my link in the descriptions below. There's also a referral code in case prompted. Note that in case you sign up, I'll also receive a small commission. Click on that link and it will take you straight to Questrade's website. Hit open an account and simply fill out the form. Now you can also fill out this form on your phone, same thing, click on the link and hit open an account. It only takes 10 to 15 minutes to fill out everything and you can do everything completely online. Now I'm not going to bore you with the detailed steps of filling out your name, address, and so on. That's pretty straightforward. Instead, I want to tell you about two very important decisions that you need to make during your account opening process. And you want to make sure that you get this right so your money can grow as much as possible. First, choose your account mode. When you go through the steps, at some point you'll be given the choice between two types of account, or what I like to call modes of investing. One is self-directed investing, also known as DIY investing, and the other one is pre-built portfolio, also known as managed investing. I personally use the self-directed investing options with all my investments, and I could make a whole nother video about why that is, but in short, in general, when you choose a managed portfolio, someone will build the portfolio for you and there is a management fee, here 0.25% with Questrade. I personally like self-directed investing because I get to choose exactly what I want to invest in, how much, when I want to buy and sell. And I believe that even for beginners, that's a very important learning process. So if you're with me on that, then make sure you choose self-directed investing. And if you use that link I mentioned earlier, you'll even get that $50 cashback once your account is funded. Now I'll show it to you on my app. This is my Questrade account, and this is how the interface looks like. You can change the display to dark mode if you like. Here my accounts are already open, but if you just went through the account opening process, you first need to choose that account mode I talked about. So in the left upper corner, click on the menu bar here, then go to New Account. Here, select Self-Directed Investing if you're on board with me on that. Then hit Open Self-Directed Account. The next choice to make on this page is something many new investors in Canada don't know and end up investing in the wrong account, which is to choose your account type. In Canada, you can either invest into registered accounts and non-registered accounts. These here on the top are all registered accounts, TFSA, RSP, FHSA, and so on. Questrade also has all the other registered accounts like the RESP for education and so on, but let's focus on the main ones. The advantage of using registered accounts is that any investment income you make is not taxed, and that helps your investments grow faster because they're not reduced by taxes. I'm not going to go into the details, but every Canadian has a certain amount they can contribute to their registered accounts, so make sure that you maximize these first before you invest in any non-registered accounts. For some people, the RSP or the TFSA will be the better choice, and if you're planning to buy a home anytime soon, the FHSA is a great choice. But in general, the TFSA or the tax-free savings account is a good choice for everyone. If you later decide you want an RSP instead or on top of your TFSA, you can always transfer your funds from your TFSA to your RSP. The other way around, it's a bit more complicated. You can watch this video up here later to find out which is better for you. So now let's say that you decided to open a TFSA, click on TFSA and go through the form. Lastly, you'll need to sign a few agreements online and then just wait for your TFSA to be open. So once your account is open, the real fun begins. This here is the main account page where you see your total equity, so your assets that belong to you. This amount here, $10,000 something, is what I've already invested. To start investing, you first need to transfer money to your Questrade account, and there are several ways to do this. Step 2 is to deposit money. Scroll down a bit, then click on Move Money. Hit Deposit to add your money to your Questrade account. There you'll see the options Visa Debit, which is the quickest. If you want to use that, click on Visa Debit, then choose which account to fund. I have two here, but if you only have a TFSA, then you'd pick TFSA to fund. Hit Next and simply add your debit card. bank details so your card is connected to Questrade. Back to the other options. Pre-authorized debit. Personally, I don't like this option because it just takes too long. Here it even says 3 to 7 business days. And below other deposit methods, scroll down a bit and you'll see Interact e-transfer. That's the option that I like to use. If you want to use Interact, click on that, choose your account. Here I'll use TFSA and deposit the amount. Let's say you want to deposit $100. Enter $100, hit next and confirm and continue. You'll be able to choose your bank. Then you'll have some time to complete your Interact transfer from your bank. Of course, using Visa Debit would be much faster. I just haven't done it yet. Back on my Questrade app, there you see the deposit is completed. To see your transaction history, you can click on Go to Money History, and it will take you to the deposit details. There you see it, May 27, 2025, an instant deposit via Interact e-transfer of 100 Canadian dollars. And it was literally instant. I didn't have to wait at all. You can click on it to see the transfer confirmation. Then go back. So here you see this is the TFSA page, everything happening in your TFSA account. See these 3 dots here? So if you scroll to the left, you'll get to the main page that contains a summary of all your accounts and sub-accounts. You can also use the drop-down button here. Okay, so now you have money in your account. Note that I have $226 here because I had some cash here from before. Now to the really fun part of buying stocks. Note that on Questrade, you can buy not only stocks, but also almost any other investment product. If you go back to the menu bar here and click on About Investment Products, you'll see the main investment categories. The one I mainly trade in are stocks and ETFs. Note that once you're a customer, you can also refer your own friends, colleagues, grandma even, and give them your personal referral code and you'll earn $50 for each successful referral. But for starters, to get your $50 cashback for opening an account with Questrade, don't forget to use my referral link in the descriptions below or referral code in case prompted. Now, how do you make your first trade? Easy. Step 3 is start investing. Click on the search icon in the top right corner, then enter the ticker symbol for your investment. Stocks, ETFs, and mutual funds all have ticker symbols to abbreviate their full names. GICs don't. And you can easily look up the ticker symbol on Google. So let's say you want to invest in the Power Corporation of Canada. This is a dividend stock, by the way. Its ticker symbol is POW. So input POW, and there it shows up. Click on it, and it shows you the product details. But today, I want to invest in an ETF called TechTO, listed on the Toronto Stock Exchange. In case you don't know what an ETF is, you can watch this video here later. Below here is a time bar that lets you see how the price of this stock changed over different time frames. I find the 1 year and the max or the all-time tab most useful. Over 1 year, you see the ETF hasn't gained too much, but if you go to max, zoom out on the time frame, you'll see that it has gained almost 200% since May 2019, or 6 years ago, a handsome increase. Some other interesting numbers are the 52-week low, which was $34.50, and the 52-week high price, which was $48. This simply gives you an idea of how the price has moved lately. Dividends here are 0.13%, negligible because the tech is not a dividend, but a growth stock. Scroll to the right and you can see that it's listed on the TSX or the Toronto Stock Exchange. Now let's buy that stock. Hit the button buy here and make sure that you choose the right account in case you have several. Here I'm choosing the TFSA. Hit next. Okay, here you have 2 options. You can do what's called a limit order or a market order. Let's start with the standard option first. When you do a market order, you buy a stock or any other investment at the current market price, so at the moment. So up here, you see a bid and ask price, the actual prices that will be applied. The price you would need to pay is the higher price, so the ask price, which is $44.39. On the other hand, there's what's called limit order. When you choose this option, you can set the maximum price at which you want to buy the stock, so you're hoping the stock's price to fall lower. Example, let's say you hope for the stock's price to fall to $43. When you input a limit price of $43 here, it means that the order or the trade will only be executed, meaning completed, if the stock's price is this price or lower. That way you don't need to keep monitoring the stock's price, wait for it to drop and then buy. The app will do it for you automatically. But now let's say we just want to buy at market price, and that's what I do most often. Use the drop down here to switch back to market order. Here under quantity, input how many shares you want to buy. Let's say I want to buy 2 shares, so I input 2 shares and it will give give you the estimated total, which is $88.87 Canadian dollars. Note the currency as US stocks will be quoted in US dollars. Then if everything's fine, review the order, make sure everything's correct, account, TFSA, number of shares, and total. And down here, see there are no commissions or fees for the trade, which is awesome. Then hit send order. But now you actually want to know that the trade went through fine, right? So click go to tech.to orders. Here you see that the order is queued, and that's simply because markets have closed already when I made the trade, so the order will be carried out tomorrow. Once it's completed, it will appear here. So super easy, right? Once you've traded a bit, you can see all your investments consolidated here under positions. See here I have $4,300 worth of the VFV, also an ETF, and that equals 30 shares. It also tells me the average price at which I bought the stock or ETF at. Now here's one cool feature Questrade implemented recently, which is called fractional trading. Let's say you want to buy a stock like MSTR strategy that currently costs almost $400 but you only have 200 available. Instead of waiting, you can invest that 200 you have right now and buy what's called a fractional share or part of a share. Again, go to buy, select the correct account. In this case, I'm choosing my RRSP, and here you see that I can input the US dollar amount I want to invest. $200, for example, and it automatically calculates the number or the fraction of shares I can get, which is 0.5391. Note that the reason that buying US stocks in an RSP instead of TFSA is better is because there are no withholding taxes on dividends of US stocks for investments made in an RSP. Now, if you want to have an easier time browsing and researching investments, you can try out the desktop version of Questrade. Here you can navigate to products. If you're interested in fixed income, for example, you can find a full list of GICs and bonds here. GICs are sorted by rate, which makes it really easy to skim through. And the bonds are grouped into municipal, corporate bonds, high yield bonds, and so on. And you can filter by issuer as well. You'll also find a tool tab here, for example, the morning brief, where you can sign up to Questrade's financial market newsletter to stay on top of the market. And in case you're wondering about account statements, you can find them under the Documents tab. Separate documents for your TFSA, RSP accounts, and so on. And your tax documents later on will appear down here. So you see, Questrade is really super easy to use. One important note though on US dollars or foreign stocks. When you buy US stocks and don't have USD, Questrade will automatically convert your Canadian dollars into US dollars, and a foreign exchange conversion fee will apply. But note that most brokers will charge such a fee as well. If you want to reduce any currency exchange related fees, you can use what's called Norbert's Gambit on Questrade. But as there's also a cost to it, it only makes sense for larger amounts. So I'd say several $1,000s. As long as you're only investing small amounts of money, I just wouldn't worry too much about it. So is Questrade right for you? I think it's great for anyone who wants to have the full suite of investments, except for crypto, available at almost no fees. So guys, let me know if you found this basic tutorial useful, and if you're going to open an account with Questrade, don't forget to use my referral link down below to get that $50 cashback, and with that, you'll also be supporting my channel. Now guys, if you're a bit lost about what to invest in as a beginner and would like to know what my favorite ETFs are, then make sure you watch this video next.